Hey, I love this one. This was a challenge and a half. So, you see, I'm excited. I want to talk about this. How did I went 7 days no food and what this does to your karma? What I talked about in the last video. I'm gonna tell you everything right now. So, you buckle up and listen. So, first thing I did was 7 days on honey, and that was a challenge and a half. First thing I noticed, like, how much I am not hungry most of the time when I eat. And then I'm like, as myself, like, let's go for more. Let's crush it. Let's go 7 days no food. And I'm like, okay. I was kind of one day I didn't feel like eating, and like, oh, I see an opportunity here. Let's go 7. I didn't feel like eating that day. And I went for it. And 2, 3, 4 days, cool, okay. It keeps up. You can cope. It's a mental battle. It's an asylum. And you're coping with yourself. Like, should I eat? No, but I said I'm gonna do it. Should I quit now? 4 days have gone by. You have some weird thoughts, like the only thing you want to do, you only thinking on the 7th day when you want to eat. And what did I feel the most? Mentally, it was very tough, especially on the last days. Why is it tough? Because, yeah, you haven't gone a day in your life without food, and you go 7 days like this, bam. And it's very challenging sitting with yourself there. Physically, I was tiring myself fast. I got like 3 or 4 kilos down that week, and I needed 3 or 4 weeks to get that back up on me. After the fast, there was 2 or 3 days. So let's say the sinus wave again. You're here. I'm not gonna eat 7 days, and then the next 3 days I'm gonna overeat till I throw up. That's what I did. And yeah, it was a battle and a half. The thing I want to talk about the most is the how that influenced me. I started most of the suffering that's projected in your brain is from the food you eat. Most of it. When I stopped eating food, like my spine was ripped from this existence. On a certain dimension, I was harmless. I didn't write any new information on a certain playing field of this existence. And I saw how much that affects my mind, my thinking. You are what you eat. You think what you eat. And that really surprised me. To know that, and really, it's really graspable. How can you feel it that most of your thinking is based on the food you eat, how you think, why you think it? And I was like coming to conclusions. Because this of this, that this. And it was so revealing. And it's not something like I could do it with an example, but it was back far away, like 2 or 3 months ago. It's kind of in the mud. And a cool experience. You are what you eat. Be careful what you eat. Sadhguru says it this way. So this is a software, the DNA I talked about in the last video. This is a software, a certain program. If you click this, makes this. If you click Apple, makes body. Simple program, okay? Apple has its own program. Apple has 70% water program, 30% this, does this. Okay. What does an animal have? Has a more complex system because it has a brain of its own. It has consciousness of its own to a certain extent. So it needs a complex underlying programming. The karmic programming of the universe. Anyhow. And the more complex the programming on the stuff you eat, the more it affects your own system. So you're like basically you're just information passing on itself around. You're nothing new, you're nothing original, creative. There's no such thing as... You can even argue that with this, that there's no such thing as creativity, but there is. In what way? I mean, there is no such thing as creativity. Everything already exists. You're just portraying it in a way understandable of meaning to someone. I make a song, I felt something, I resonate with that certain frequency, I make a song in that frequency, a guy resonates with my way of being, where I got in life, he plays the song, he likes it. Cool. Nothing original there. I just took something from the endless universe because I resonated something with him, made it, expressed myself where I'm at, expressed it in a song, which is a style liked by some other guy, which is also on this way to the road to a ultimate expansion, and that's it. There is creativity in a certain sense that you gather certain information, you do something of it, you accumulate something. There is creativity in that sense. But anyhow, you're creative. You cannot be not creative when you accumulate that much information. After all, this is all it is. It's a creation. It's nothing else is in this. Nothing else. It's only a creation, nothing else. Just reshaping itself every moment. That's what you are. You just are at the end of the day. So drop that you're this, you're that. You're only life at the end of the day. And life does not select. I'm always trying to explain this to all people. An apple would make meat. This is the morality dilemma, the whole brain, the whole belief system, right and wrong. What is beyond good and evil? Is there something? Why do you have to take a side? Who takes sides? Someone who can dissect. Does an apple have a sides? No, he does not. An apple would make meat to a killer and to a holy grail. It's that simple. The whole selectiveness, the whole suffering, the whole identity in the world comes from the brain. That doesn't make him a bad asset. We just don't have control of our assets, of our faculties. It's that simple, but it's needed. You need to have a brain to have an individuality to exist in this. But if you don't have individuality, everything would be like stew. Everything would be together, and that does not have a point. It's a straight line. Anyhow, this video was about the 7 days no food. Yeah. Yeah. There's a different kind of energy when I do non-scripted videos. I just flow. I just shoot, This will resonate differently. The scripted ones, I don't know if I said it, are gonna be more detailed, more in thought, more strategic, more explaining, more detailed, more to the point. This is more of like this is focused. Let me put this very good. This is focused. Everything I'm saying and now right now about the team I'm talking today comes from which level of truth I got to about the certain topic. So I'm talking about 7 days no food, and I'm coming at it from a perspective from where I got far along with truth. Truth being the ultimate expansion, being one with God, blah blah blah. That's all I am right now. That's how I think. That's the level I am. So when I say I'm already selecting. I'm already in the good and evil. When I say this pen, it's a pen. It's torn apart from the oneness. It's a pen. It's not one anymore. It's a phone. This is not a phone. Something here, I don't know. Anyhow, that's the whole battle. I'm not trying to say that identity is bad, brain is bad. I'm saying it's a must so you can experience this thing. There's no other way to experience if you don't have individualism, because through that individualism you can again dissolve that individuality into the ultimate creation. Yeah. Next thing is, I talked about it, and believe me, anybody can become Jesus. Anybody. Next thing is 7 days sitting with my eyes closed, and that's gonna be a hard nut to crack. In Nisha they do 7 days not talking, they do a bundle, one by one. That many days no food, one dimension of karma cut out. 7 days no looking anybody in the eyes and nobody talking to, another dimension of karma. 7 days no water, another dimension of karma cut. And when you sit simply with your eyes closed, you cut all karma out. You're basically a flat line with existence. You're in the general things, you're just eternal. And eternal can be defined by how long would this last? How long would right now the universe is expanding. It was nothing, no amplitude. Now it grows. Then all black holes are gonna combine, one big black hole, and become again a singularity, then blow again. So don't worry about it. There's gonna be a million different kinds of guys like you and me, very far away. Thank you.